Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What Do You Say Anime? I am your host, Peter. On today's episode, we present to you our third edition of the MyAnimeList review game, a game where we take the best and worst anime reviews found on the popular website MyAnimeList. How the game works is that myself, Miles, Pat, and Jay have found two reviews from random anime that we must guess the score and which anime they are talking about. A correct guess on the score or show will result in 1 point. Getting both will result in an extra bonus point. Play along with us and tell us your score in either the comment section on our YouTube or our Discord. Links to both can be found in the comment section below. While you're down there, consider also liking, subscribing, or leaving a review. Thank you, King or Queen. Scoring guesses are done in a 2-point range: 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, etc., etc. Gentlemen, let's get started. Miles, you are up first.
Sure. This genre is a romance / rom-com. I'll keep this short and simple. Screw this anime. Sound and art are fine, not really too detailed art, with a bit of the comedy sketches. The sound matches well with the series, which would give it a higher score if the series was good. Now for the reason why this series sucks. Main female character is a giant bitch that should be tasered and thrown into Mount Doom. I get the appeal of tsunderes, which is the demographic for this show. But the main character is the complete horrible side of tsundere. Tsunderes are supposed to be a tale of two sides, with a harsh side balancing a hidden sweet side. If the harsh side is a psychopath, I don't give a damn if there is a sweet side. I don't even need to go past the first episode to prove that this girl is certifiable. She breaks into the protagonist's home. Illegal. Assaults him with a deadly weapon. Illegal. Damages property. Illegal. And then extorts him to get her to leave. Illegal. People in the anime world, abuse isn't fine if it's female on male. It's one thing if it's like a single hit or an insult every once in a while, but with this woman, the abuse is constant. It makes her completely unlikable for anyone who has dealt with abuse before and can't just laugh off a shit character. The easiest way to see if it hits the double standard is to flip the gender. This becomes a freaking black comedy / horror if you switch the protagonist's gender. Any story that would try and portray a character like that of the lead heroine role needs to be burned with fire. I would give this anime a 0, but watching the main female character get her karmic justice raises the score. Recommendation: put it on a rocket ship, fly it to unknown coordinates, and hyper beam it into oblivion. The perfect example of how not to make a tsundere lead in a romantic comedy. That is my review.
You know, I thought that this was just a huge bait, that you were just going to do like, oh, this is Toradora, but it's not Toradora. That's the whole thing I was thinking of. And then you went through all the things that happened in episode 1, and it's clearly Toradora. So my guess, I'm going with Toradora, and I think I'm going to give it into the 1 to 2 range.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, like I thought it was Toradora as well, and I was like, oh yes, I want it to be Toradora because I agree with this person. Not actually, but like, God, I hate Taiga.
It does match up with my Toradora takes.
It does. It generally speaking for me as well, but then it talks about getting karmic justice, and she gets off happy in the end of Toradora, right? Like they end up together and eloping, right? So I don't know. This is tough now. The only other show I can think of where it's like a couple of tsunderes as the main people would be Nisekoi, but I don't think you'd really know that show. So I'm gonna go with Nisekoi anyways, just because why not? And then I'm gonna go.
I do know Nisekoi, if that makes
you do. Oh well, then that makes me feel a lot better. Then I'm still gonna go one or two.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna trust Peter's gut here over my own, and also go with Toradora. But I think I'm gonna go in the 3 and 4 range. I'm gonna pull a fucking Jeopardy here.
I like it.
So
no, wait. Price is Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was Toradora.
Let's go.
And the score was a 2 out of 10.
Damn. So what's the karmic justice that she gets? Because that's not.
It doesn't say.
What the fuck? How does that?
I-
I hate this person.
It's
God,
bad.
Words,
I don't know if you've
words
seen
This
Val
don't,
reviews
sucks.
before.
words don't mean anything.
Dox them,
It,
please.
it does
Miles.
describe like the exact first episode of Toradora. I will
That's
say.
why I know, and that's why I was like, okay, it has to be that. But then it's like, again, someone who doesn't like Taiga would not think that the final episode or the final ending of the show is karmic justice. They'd think, wow, Stockholm syndrome works. It should
Yeah,
be
that's-
applied. Like, I should try it. Like that's
Yes.
me thinking. I don't know. Whatever. I'm over it.
So
I'm over
Pat,
it.
you got the show wrong. What do you guess the score again?
He
I
got.
did,
the-
I did one or
yeah,
two. So
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
113 currently.
Let's go. All right, I am up next. The genre is also rom-com. Anime openings are truly magical, aren't they? They excite us, inspire us, and stay in our memories for years. Just this season, the OP of Spy Family, where it begins looking like a hyper-stylized spy thriller, but then quickly devolves into a child's artwork, perfectly encapsulate the charm of the series. The OP for Summertime Render was so slick and atmospheric, and ya boy Kong Ming's OP was a brilliant modern classic for obvious reasons. But Redacted's almost successfully gaslighted me into thinking I was actually watching a good anime. They say 70 to 93% of human communication is nonverbal, and I stand by these findings completely. This is one of the shows where the OP, whether the show delivers on its premise or not, it's that at least suggests the level of personality and energy which I personally find so endearing and infectious. Like, even the show has no personality, which, spoiler, it does not. Then the expressiveness and artfulness displayed throughout the OP can successfully brainwashing me into thinking it does. It feels like it's a mixture of Engaged to the Unidentified OP and the After the Rain OP. And no matter how shitty of a day I was having, no matter how fucking miserable I felt, it always made me smile. There are definitely some things I like about this show. It's a Doga Kobo project, so no matter how bland the art direction and character designs are, and no matter the fact that it's clearly one of their lowest effort productions, nothing ever looks unacceptably bad. However, other than those few concessions, the entire show has very little way of redeeming qualities. Contrary to the bustling and energetic opening, the show itself is lifefulness leaking out of every orifice, including its fucking voice actors. As far as the others, the more recent waifu bait shows go, Redacted is in comparable quality to My Dress Up Darling. Gentlemen, please guess the show and your score.
All right, this is very easy, especially with the Doga Kobo comment. I mean, it's very obviously Kaguya-sama. No, I'm kidding. It's almost certainly Shikamori, which and of course the Dress Up Darling comparison I think seals the deal there for me. I agree with this person that the OP was freaking incredible. Like visually, it's awesome. I disagree with the boring character design though. I thought the characters they're meant to be like plain, but I thought the color palettes that they used were pretty nice. I'm kind of surprised that they felt this way or felt so passionately about the show. But I'm gonna go. I don't know. They said some nice things about it, so God, I kind of want. I wish I could do 5 to 6, but that's not an option, right? So I think I'm gonna go 6 to 7.
No, 5 to 6 is.
Oh wait, it is 5 to 6. Oh duh, yeah, I can do math. 5 to 6 then. I'm gonna go 5 to 6.
Okay. Jay.
Oh. I'm definitely feeling the Shikimori vibes. Like, comparing it to Dress Up Darling, I feel like those two shows are the ones that were by far the most compared shows of the year, I would say. Not that Shikimori necessarily lived up to the, like, hype train that Dress Up Darling had. But, yeah, no, I agree with the Shikimori, and it could be bait, I suppose, but I agree with Shikimori being the, go there, and, okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, 5, 6 feels right. I think I'm gonna go 5, 6 as well, actually. I
Okay.
baited myself by going a little bit higher last time.
Okay.
Yeah, so to make myself feel better about myself, I read bad reviews of shows I don't like, to like really make myself think like, wow, my opinion is validated by these people. So this is a Shikimori, is not just a cutie review, because I went searching for them during the last season because I'm well adjusted. I I
It's
can't.
mental illness, love.
Yeah. Miles is not just mentally ill or something. I don't know. I can't remember the score on it though. For the sake of being different, I'll say 3.
Okay. It was Shikimori's, not just a cutie, so you guys all got that. And Miles will get the bonus point. It was a 3 out of 10.
It's
Really?
crazy.
I thought it. Yeah, maybe like a 4. I didn't expect.
If it
I
makes you
would like
feel
to-
better, the guy who wrote this Mal review, his average Mal score is a 3.8.
Jesus.
Oh wait, is it the one that we know already, or
Yeah.
is it some? It is him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's back.
He's
He took a break
back.
for a while, but now he's back. The Doga Kobo thing. It's like unless you really baited us, and then it was that other show that they did in spring. That would have been something else. All right, so I guess I'll go next. I've got 2 reviews today. Obviously, one of them is this one is relatively short, but the next one's a little bit longer, so that's why I did it this way. Genre is going to be action. Or yeah, action is probably the best way to describe it. All right. After seeing the long line of reviews on blank or redacted, I thought I'd say my piece on here to what I think is a good show. Not a very good show, not even a great show, but a good show as it is. Skip a little bit. Well, I won't lie to you. I have enjoyed the wild and bumpy ride that is redacted thus far, even with the ecchi. As I mentioned, Redacted is a good show. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, that it's overrated, especially if they've rated a 9 or 10 for shows like Sailor Moon or any other moe blob. While it's not a Death Note or Tenshinhan Gurren Lagann or whatever others are comparing it to at the moment, what it is pure entertainment. And isn't that the sole reason we watch anime? So my only advice to those new to this series is, if you watch the show with no expectation, then you'll definitely not be disappointed. And if you can't handle the ecchi, then get out of the kitchen. That's reserved for Seiko and her blank apron, because that's a bit of a giveaway. So yeah, there you go. That's the review. Again, it was a lot longer, but a lot of bullshit. That's Jay. You're up first.
He
got?
said it was a bit of a giveaway, but fuck, man, I don't know shit about shit. That's where you misunderstand me. Honestly, I actually really don't know. It doesn't narrow it down for me at all. As embarrassing
This is
as
a
that
tough
is.
one. I made this one tough. I think it's a little shorter than I wanted it to be, but like if I didn't cut out the other stuff,
Yeah,
it would have
giving
been
it away.
it
I
would
get
have
it.
given it away too much.
The only Seiko I know is a character in like stuff that I know you would never find a review for is the issue here. So I'm just fuck, man. I don't know. I don't even know, man. Yeah. I'm just gonna guess. Since this is the only Seiko character I know, I need nobody to judge me. I'm gonna guess the anime as Corpse Party, and then I am going to say like I mean, they were talking pretty positively about it, but
They were.
also middling. So I'm gonna say like a 5 or 6. I'm feeling a 5 or 6.
Alrighty, Miles. What about you?
Okay, so there's ecchi in it,
Mm-hmm.
but
I
it's
forgot
compared.
about that.
It's compared to Death Note and Gurren Lagann, which are
Yes.
not shows that I would compare to each other. I don't know anyone named Seiko. I have 2 thoughts here. My thoughts are Food Wars, because ecchi, and then there was like a get out of the kitchen sort of like
Mhm.
line, or I don't know, High School DxD, because it's an ecchi show. I don't think this person is clever enough to have done a Food Wars pun. They also said good like 7 times. And I believe good is what a 7 on Mal is. It's like that is the thing. Now, this could be a terrible bait by Pat,
It could be.
it could be. But the first thing I'm going to say is that I think this is a 7 or 8. I really wish I could do 6 7, but 7 is good. So we're going to do that. I think. Right? 7 is good on Mal?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to do 7 8, which doesn't, but he said like all the Mal phrases, so surely it's a 7. Unless this person is just the fucking worst.
My favorite part of this is watching everybody's different like strategies and like ways of trying to figure out. Okay, they said this, but then they also said that, so it has to be this, and then you're in left field while the ball's going to right. So I love it. That's not that that's what you're doing right now, but I think it's funny. He also only said good 7 times in what I put
Okay.
for this review. So just throwing that out there.
Okay. And I guess I'm gonna go High School DxD. Why anyone would compare any of the shows that I'm thinking about to the shows that he mentioned is fucking beyond me. So whatever, High School DxD. At least there's kind of a mech in that, and there's kind of a. It's like.
And Sailor Moon. Don't. Well, he said it's the opposite of Sailor Moon.
Yes,
Right,
in like High School DxD certainly is the opposite of Sailor Moon.
yeah.
So
Oh, there you go. All right, Pete. What about you?
I was so confused because the beginning I thought you said Senko, so I was thinking Helpful Fox Senko-san, but then you said ecchi. I'm like, that show is not an ecchi.
It's etchy in its own way.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my critical thinking cap here, and I'm gonna think of shows that Pat watched that are ecchi, and one comes to mind, and that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go 7 out of 8, and I'm gonna guess High School of the Dead.
oh, that's spicy. 7 out of 8.
Or sorry,
huh?
7
That's a-
or 8.
Yeah. So 7 out of 8 is a
87.5.
Oh wow, look at you. Oh yeah, that's easy math. Why couldn't I do that?
I could have done it.
But yeah, all right. So the overall score for this was a 7. Person did give it a 7, and Pete, good critical thinking
Let's
because it is
go.
High School of the Dead.
Let's
Ah,
go.
okay.
I thought so. Apparently, the connection with Gurren Lagann and Death Note, I believe, is that there's a director or someone involved that worked on all of them. I'm pretty sure is what the connection is there. And then again, the ecchi and getting out of the kitchen, and there's the famous scene where she's wearing only the apron.
Oh yeah.
And swinging her sword around. That's who Seiko was. And I felt that would So I gave the name. I thought this one was pretty tough though.
You could
I
have
was just-
described essentially the entire plot without mentioning zombies, and I would have had no idea. I would.
That's the thing. I thought about doing that because that's why I cut out so much, because it was like, oh, this zombie action anime was doing, and I was just like, how the fuck do I rewrite this? Like, I just can't. So, yeah, I think my next one will be a lot easier. But good on Pete for getting that. That's impressive. I guess I have only watched like 4 ecchi shows, and only one of them I've liked. But still, there we go.
We got
High
there,
School of the Dead.
baby.
Go watch that. Go watch that show.
It's a really good show.
All right,
Okay.
Jay.
The genres for this one are mystery and supernatural. I went to see this movie on the day it came out. Despite it being 8:30 in the morning, the cinema was absolutely packed with fans, showing just how high the expectations were. I'm happy to say it didn't disappoint, and it kept me hooked from beginning to end. Although the developments are not necessarily shocking, it kept my attention for the whole movie. I'm gonna skip this because it describes like the plot and characters it focuses on. The artwork is stunning, although not particularly a step up from the TV series. The action is well done, and I absolutely loved the fighting scenes. One of the biggest highlights for me was the soundtrack. I was a big fan of the TV series OST, but the new tracks for the movie are just as good, if not better. I was listening to the movie OST on repeat for a few days after seeing the movie. ... One of the biggest Overall, I really enjoyed the movie to the extent that I went to see it twice. However, I do want to give a warning to all fans before they give this a watch. This movie is going to tire you out. It's almost only serious conversation or action, and is very low on the comedic relief. Although there are lots of little funny moments scattered here and there, they are pretty subtle. When the movie finished, the other people in the audience were saying the same thing to each other. Wow, that was great, but it tired me out. In general, I recommend this to all the fans. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and has a brilliant soundtrack. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to follow if you're not familiar with the series and characters, so I don't really recommend it as a standalone work. And that's the end.
And you said mystery and psychological?
I said mystery and
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck.
Same.
It's the supernatural that's getting to me.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna guess. Okay. This is wrong, but it's the best fitting thing that I can think of. This is Rebellion. Madoka Magica Rebellion. I think. Because it's like after a series, it's definitely got a mystery. It's straight up conversation / action scenes. It has really good fight scenes. It has a really, really banging soundtrack. So like in a world, someone could have written this about Rebellion, even though they didn't. But I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that it could be. And it's, I'm gonna say 9 or a 10.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
We're going a little high. 7 or 8 maybe. I wish I could have done 8 or 9. Ah, fuck. Maybe I should do 7 or 8. I don't know. 9 or 10. Fuck it. Shoot or shoot.
Right
Yeah.
on. I thought I had it in my head, and for some reason I was just thinking psychological, but it's not. And now I'm questioning myself. So it's got to be a series, an ongoing series, or like a long-running series that's popular enough to get a movie that's in cinemas.
I will say it has a couple of other genre tags on it, but
Sure.
I didn't feel that they were super important, if that helps you.
Okay, I'm gonna lean heavy on the mystery and less on the other stuff. I'm going to go with Detective Conan, and I'm going to go 7 to 8.
Okay.
All right. This is tough because the supernatural tag does make it difficult, and like what Pete said, I'm trying to think of like some older movies. Like I almost want to go the Raze Fawn movie because that would work, but the problem was there's no fucking shot that got a theatrical release at 8:30 in the morning anywhere stateside. 20 years ago.
And that it was full of fans.
And okay, come on now, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, no need.
Yeah, they said it was good, Pat. That was.
Oh, so there we go. The good. Okay, well then it's Bunny Girl Senpai's movie, and it's I'm gonna go 7 to 8 because I think that's the right score. I actually do think.
Okay.
You like the Bunny
I
Girls
think you're
movie.
right.
Now that that's locked in, is the good fight scene in the Bunny Girl Senpai movie when she gets fucking bodied by the car?
This one's tough.
I forgot that there was a fight scene. I'll be honest. I was just thinking, I was going off the genres and the way it was described, like that. It kind of fits, but who knows? Maybe it's also just Demon Slayer and.
Yeah, no, Jesus Christ, maybe, yeah.
Okay, so Pete and Pat will both get a point for getting the score correct.
Yeah.
The movie that I was reading a review of is Bungo Stray Dogs Dead Apple.
Oh, what?
Boo!
Boo! Yeah, boo.
Okay.
It matches up at now, I guess. Oh man, that
Got
didn't
a
even cross my mind.
7.9.
That was in theaters.
Yeah, dude, that shit's real popular.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it
just
is.
That had a crowd.
I just didn't know that
Yeah.
it had like a
Also-
theatrical movie.
I want to say one of the other things I left out was whenever they mentioned the crowd, they did say parentheses mostly young women.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
feel
could
like
you
that-
have please? Because then maybe
Yeah,
would have been a chance.
Yeah, I debated it, but I was like, that might. I thought it would either give it to you guys or also just throw you off completely and make
Yeah,
you think
that's
like
true.
Sailor Moon or some shit. But that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sailor
That was
Moon
that was a good
movie.
one.
Yeah.
Thank
That
you.
was a
Thank
really
you.
good one.
All right. So we are halfway through the game. Let's go over the halftime scores. In fourth place currently, we have Jay with 2 points.
Oh, I thought I was in.
I thought I was in.
Followed- hold on. Jay's got 2, followed up by third with his Pat with 3 points.
Yeah.
Second place, Miles with 4 points.
Okay.
And I'm currently winning with 7.
Okay.
Miles, you're kicking off to start the second half, so go ahead whenever you're ready.
Sure. This genre is also romance slash romantic comedy. I was in a bit of a mood today. I don't normally watch the romantic comedy genre of things. I've always enjoyed action, fantasy, adventure, like Soul Eater, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, etc. But for some reason, I was in the mood for something different. This show is just the third rom-com anime series I have ever watched, and I can truly say that it has become my favorite anime. The characters are what make the series so great. Each characters have personalities that are that are unique and rather realistic and believable in parentheses, or as realistic as animes go. There are no super characters that act too good or too cool for school. There is no that annoying character that acts too snobby or stuck up, which can sometimes be a problem for anime characters. And this is all because every character shows a weak side or moments of insecurity, which makes them more relatable. It also allows for rather comedic scenes as well as emotional moments. But the best part is the interactions and chemistry between all the characters and the way each of them changes their relationships with each other grow. Um, the second thing is the story. The reason I usually don't care for romance or drama is because I find the story too cliche or predictable. I also hate those cliche moments of coincidence. For example, when a main character happens to see his or her love interest with someone else accidentally and misunderstand. I also hate it when characters act unnaturally stupid or too prideful for no reason and let it get in the way of the relationship. But none of those cliche moments happen in this show. Each character has a reason and motive for the actions they decide to take. The story managed to keep me guessing and wanting to know what will happen next, instead of making me feel like I could write the story myself. Also, almost forgot to mention that after I was done, I started to watch it again from the beginning the next day. Another rare occurrence for me, as I usually don't like rewatching things for months. I was able to pick up certain things that I missed in the first watch through. The only reason um, I put the story as a score was because of this. A few plot points weren't really shown or conveyed in the best ways and were missed even to avid viewers like me. But I was glad to have felt that way, leaving me thinking about what I missed instead of feeling I could have easily figured or seen it coming. That is my review.
Okay. I think this is a bait by Miles.
Okay.
And I think you're picking a really highly rated or high rated review for a show that you despise.
Okay.
I'm going to go. I'm thinking that this is Wonakoi.
Okay.
And it's a 9 or a 10.
Okay.
Well, the thing that's throwing me off is it mentioned shows from like early 2000s, late 90s as like some of the other shows that they've watched. And so like I don't know, and some Mal reviews are from like 2007. They're old, you know. Like I'm just trying to think of like what rom-coms came out around then. Um, oh, how about Maid Sama? I'm gonna go with Maid Sama, and we'll get probably a pretty high review too. But I'm gonna go. Oh no, it's their favorite show. It's got to be 9 or 10. Like, it's got to be 9 or 10. There's no way it's not. All right, and Jay.
I'm gonna guess Mother. You said what was the? It was romance, and what were the genres?
Romance rom-com. Same as the first one.
Fuck, man. Why do you guys always pick shit I don't watch? Honestly,
Okay,
Sama
Bungo Stray Dogs movie.
Yeah.
we literally watched the
No,
first
we
part of
didn't
that
watch. We
series
didn't
for
watch the
fucking-
movie.
We watched the first part of that series for Watch Club. Fuck off, loser. I'm gonna guess motherfucking Nisekoi. And I don't know, man. I'm also gonna guess. I'm gonna guess a fucking 9 out of 10 since it's their favorite show too. Fuck.
Okay, so you all get
Wait.
1 point. Oh,
No, actually, never mind. Fuck it.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
locked into Nisekoi.
What? No, what were you gonna switch to?
I was gonna switch to Urban High School Host Club, but I'm
Okay.
good on that, actually.
Okay, so this show was Toradora, and
Ah!
it was a 9 or a 10. So you all get a point.
Okay, you
Such
were
real
baiting.
characters.
I was right that you
Such-
were baiting a show that you don't like.
Such real characters in Toradora, by the way. Taiga is such a real person.
I think I'm really funny for doing this, by
Okay.
the way.
Yeah.
I was on the right trail. I'm glad that. Oh, bravo, Miles. That was genius. Oh,
How
Well-
many did you have to dig through to find that one, too? 'Cause-
I must have read like 15 Toradora reviews today. I planned on just doing 2 Toradora reviews, but
Yeah.
genius. Absolute genius. I love it, Miles. All right, I'm up next. Here we go. Hope you're ready. It's a kind of a longer one. Like any show, Redacted has a lot of haters, but this is the first time I think I've disliked the show this much for a reason unique to myself. I may be a better writer than some, and others may be better writers than me. But usually,
I'm sorry.
usually everything bad anyone has to say about any show is criticism echoed by someone else. However, no one I've seen seems to share my biggest issue with Redacted. The first time I came into contact with the show was probably the first time you did too. I was just minding my own business when suddenly the internet was flooded with pictures of the first volume's cover art, and wow, the cover art sure is pretty. Redacted, gorgeous outfit. The artist's extremely balanced color contrast. Of course, it does a good job of conveying the intrigue in the story and the setting, but on an artistic level, everything about it was so visually striking, it is no surprise the book sold like hotcakes. Redacted is technically about war, and when you look at it from afar, you see war. Arrow Manga Sensei is technically about a damaged Hikikomori grappling with deep anxiety issues and the tragic loss of their parents. And when you look at it from afar, you see a damaged Hikikomori grappling with deep anxiety issues and the tragic loss of their parents. However, when you actually watch these shows, what you do really get, you get waifus and contravirence. This is not a show concerned about war, classism, or racism. It's a show concerned about waifus and contravirence. But it dresses itself up with a paper-thin theme of war, classism, and racism in an attempt to make itself appear more sophisticated despite its obviously sophomoric grasp of such themes, and to make its audience feel more intelligent for watching it. At least in my case, it failed to do so, because the tone shifts clash in such a jarring way. I generally do not blame high schoolers or college kids for finding this kind of thing provocative. And while the horrendous action scenes might push some viewers away, I imagine the vast majority of the anime community will have nothing but good things to say about Redacted. And to them, I have no harsh words. Please enjoy it if you will. However, I also have to recognize that when you have such little perspective and are able to take a step back, it's difficult not to see Redacted as a completely generic melodrama with anime rom-com trappings, teenage characters grappling with teenage identity issues, purely decorative themes, and your typical self-insert, brooding, Giga Chad protagonist surrounded by a selection of waifus for the promotional materials. Gentlemen, what is this show and your score?
This has to be bait.
Is this... Sorry, did you say harem was one of the...
I said action.
Action. God, what the fuck? God, do people give out 1s and 2s so easily? But I'm like, but some people don't. Like, I don't think I have a 1 out there technically yet. Like, it's weird. I don't know. I'll go 1 or 2 though, because I think they really wanted to lay it on the show. I really do think they did. Action. I don't know. This is tough. Like I almost maybe ReZero, because it's got the rom-com elements and the harem or whatever, so to speak. But because I don't know, if it's not a harem though, then what is this harem he speaks of? You know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with ReZero. I'm kind of lost though on this.
All right, Jay.
I'm also going to go with a 1 or a 2, but I'm going to say this is 86.
Miles.
So, okay, like, it's so obviously 86 that I'm afraid that it isn't 86.
I took the bait for it. It was either that or one of the other ones. You know, the other one that I think it could have been probably.
I don't know what the 86 light novel cover looked like, but it could have blue hair girl. Oh, can I see it? This is technically cheating, but I don't care.
Yep.
Yep,
That-
okay. I'm gonna go with 86.
I was thinking about it, but I was like, Pete's not that much of a jerk, and also it's not a harem. What the fuck? It's
Yeah,
not.
that
It's
was
not
what
at all.
that was what was throwing me too.
the guy has 2 love interests, so it's a harem.
Is that how it works? Yeah.
And
Fucking anime.
I mean,
fans.
for the sake of being different, I will say 3 and 4.
All right. Earning a point is Jay. Earning 3 points is Miles. It is 26. It is a 3-4.
Let's go.
Damn, I'm mad at myself because I was thinking about doing an 86 review, except I wanted to find one where they shat on it and were like, oh, it's Nazi propaganda, or oh, it's an apologist like perspective of like Nazis or whatever, and talking about how Lena's just a Mary Sue and everything, and I just couldn't find like a really, really good one.
I was thinking it could also be Attack on Titan, and you could replace just character names in the shit you're saying, and you'd sound like an Attack on Titan fan complaining about behavior.
Yeah.
This was 3 of 9 paragraphs that this guy wrote for 86. So
Also, to this guy, literally anyone who criticizes the show has said those things. Everyone says that.
Fun fact, it was the same guy who wrote the Shikamori review that I did earlier.
Hey!
This guy, of course it's this guy. He doesn't like fun things.
He doesn't.
It's okay.
Dude, it's so funny when you see people who have like a 3.86 on Mal, and then you look at what like they gave 10s, and it's like K-On! And Pretty Cure and Love Live. It's like, I wonder what anime you enjoy watching.
Yeah, they're awful. Oh, damn.
86 is too good technically to be a 3. Like, it's like
Yeah.
it could have no plot, or like an actively awful plot the entire time, like Violet Evergarden, and still be higher than a 3.
That's good bait. That's good bait, Miles. That was really good. I like that one. All right. So yeah, my turn. Mine is going again. This one's also a little bit of a longer one. I think it's worth it though, because it's pretty fucking funny. Alrighty. It begins as a good old-fashioned genre is... I'll call it adventure. I think adventure is the best way to keep it vague. It begins as a good old-fashioned treasure hunt. It's like National Treasure, only if Nick Cage was an adorable anime girl, his friends were Japanese ninja warriors, and the Freemason's treasure was a place called blank. At first, everything about this show is praiseworthy. Main cast is fully introduced by episode 3, and their characterization is immediately delightful. You're quickly endeared to everyone, and the show has almost no melodrama throughout the entire first half, so you're never forced to hate any of the characters for the sake of conflict. The artwork is always beautiful, and the animators clearly had tons of fun drawing amusing and expressive faces since the show is so well animated. And these expressions get to have so much soul and make everyone feel alive. The voice actors and actresses also clearly had just as much fun. I can count on my hands the number of anime where the comedy isn't the most annoying, unfunny shit on the planet, and this is one of them. Since this is a shoujo/josei anime, instead of your average shonen/seinen anime, the male characters actually get to have some personality.
Hey!
And be more than self-inserts. And in general, the characters are also allowed to have sex lives, so both of these aspects make the show feel richer and more multifaceted.
Pete's like waiting for the recommendation.
Yo,
he's like,
what
gotta
show
add this
is
to the...
Yeah, everything is just so merry. When this colorful group of intricately designed female blanks show up, give it away too easily, I thought to myself, well, they won't be animated much. They're way too detailed. But less than a minute later, they're all flipping around the screen, sword fighting our main characters. It's a great time, but this time eventually comes to an end. The essential issue with the final act of the show, simply put, is that it forgoes too many details. If you're someone who doesn't sweat the details, then it should be a fun, swashbuckling adventure with an exciting, unexpected finale. But if you aren't, then, well, let's see. Someone from Wolf's Rain is maybe implied to be the reincarnation of famous woman in history. Also the mother of our protagonist? The Force ghosts from Return of the Jedi have romantic reunions in the ruins of blank. Entire swaths of characters are anticlimactically nuked out of the story by the giant fuck-off Gundam canon when they lose relevance. Dead people become alive and explain to our protagonists how the plot of the anime was supposed to end. Alive people become dead, maybe incorporeal, and explain to our protagonists how the plot of the anime is ending. Some random background character becomes literally God from the finale of Space Dandy. LOL roll credits. Oh, they skipped the episode where they explained why blank is called blank. Oh, they skipped the episodes where they all get locked up and then escape prison. Oh, they skipped the episode where they got trapped at bay and the pretty boy love interest fought the villain on the burning ship. Oh, they skipped the episodes where they explained all the post-industrial revolution technology in quote-unquote mid-18th century Europe. Oh, they skipped the episode where it's explained why the Navy is involved. Oh, they skipped the second half of the villain's backstory. Oh, they skipped the part where they explain why Blank's memory holds all the answers. Oh, they skipped the episode where they explain why the treasures of Blank make people go nuts. Oh, they forgot another plot line. It seems like the writing staff was completely allergic to even the slightest hint of exposition and decided to spend the final act moving slowly and mechanically from plot point to plot point. It was always entertaining, but how they started atmosphere-wise wasn't how it went. It's like they changed subgenres halfway through, all while leaping over giant turning points in the story, which would have made the shift in tone feel much more natural. I repeat, it feels like whole episodes were deleted. I'm going to skip this next paragraph because I've been talking for a long time, but it's phenomenal stuff. If they never tried taking the story to such unworkable creative lengths, it never would have lost its own plot and could have stuck to its original modest and entertaining formula. I'm just at a loss as to why it all turned out like this with such a strong production. Maybe writing a review wasn't the best idea, because it was astoundingly gorgeous and tons of fun, so I can't give it a negative score in good conscience. But it ended up jumping the shark, apparently that's an expression, and making basically no sense. So I can't also give it a positive score. I mean, I can hardly even say it jumped the shark, because the shark it tried to jump was in a different ocean altogether, sat there wondering, what the fuck? Thank you for reading.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, this one, okay. I cut out some of it. I know, that's shocking, but like, oh, very, very good stuff. Jay, what have you got?
Give this like a 3, 4, and this is definitely Fina. This is 200% Fina.
All right. Miles, what about you?
Yep, it's Fina, and I'm going to say, he said he couldn't give it a positive score, couldn't give it a negative score. I'm going to hit him with that 5, 6.
Yeah.
You guys pronounce it Fina or Fada?
Whatever, the Pirate Princess one.
Yeah. I was like, it's one of two shows. It's either Fada or it's Yoda of the Dawn. And yeah. I like that you called it. It's like a shoujo josei, which it's neither. So that was pretty. That's funny.
Why I thought it was funny too, because it was like, come on.
Yep. It's like, nope. Just because the lead is a female doesn't mean it's a shoujo. I'm also going Fana Pirate Princess, and I'm gonna go 5 to 6.
Yeah. Well, those who guessed Fana get points, and then those who guessed 5 overall score get points as well. That one, I loved this. I read
also,
it.
They skipped.
Oh, and I skipped half of those too. He put like 15 of them. And it's like, wow, it sounds like you really just wanted to rewrite the show yourself, which, to be fair, I don't blame him, because he was kind of right. He was kind of spitting at some parts. And then he just also was just very blatantly wrong a lot of the time, too.
So I might change my score based off that review, because he was making a lot of good points.
Yeah. What do you have it at?
I have it at 5, actually, so...
Okay, good. I was gonna say, like, what, Pete? Don't betray us.
That last episode of that show is hot dog water.
I remember I watched it, and I was watching it at the start, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is really cool." But the Fana's kind of like,
it was really cool.
It was cool, but who is Fana? Like, why is she important? And also, why do so many women like this show? She literally sits there and is like, doesn't do anything. She literally does nothing, and then gets presented with an ultimatum. to either save the universe or not, and she chooses to save the universe. Like, wow, what a big surprise, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fuck
No,
this
just
show,
watch
man.
Yona of the Dawn instead.
Watch Yona of the Dawn. That's a great show. This one was really fun, but fuck that episode.
Yeah.
The final 4 episodes, even, it was just like, what the hell happened, man?
Dumpster fire. Jay, you got our last review of the night.
All right. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is even more obscure than the last one. But it is a good review, so I think we'll get some enjoyment out of it either way.
Bungo Stray Dogs, the movie too.
I would also like to say that this is a preliminary review. They had only watched 4 out of 12 episodes when they wrote this.
Ooh, I like
12
that.
episodes.
Those are always the best.
We got the clues.
Yes.
Oh, how many
There are
12
certain-
episodes are there?
There are certain shows that have the potential to be a hentai. I am not joking. You know, vast empty spaces, the lone male character, and finally, the girls that throw themselves at him. Imagine a perfect hentai setting. An isolated island, a male that lost his memory, and 3 girls that take turns in persuading him to, and I quote directly from the show, mess them up. Add this to the setting, a little bit of mystery, the shadow of a plot, and there you have it. Redacted. Minus the hentai. The sad part is, upon watching the first episode, I thought, this has the potential to be a really interesting anime. The visuals were very well done, the sound was heavenly, the sceneries were awesome, the premise of a mysterious event that doomed this place sold me. As I continued watching, it all went downhill. The main character is a cardboard. Scratch that. He is less than that. His role in the anime is to pop up at random moments during convenient times. He has no depth, no personality, nothing. The 3 main girls are walking cliches. We have the tsundere baka, orange-haired girl, the lolly that they have managed to sexualize without the FBI breaking down their door, and finally the hypersensitive, deep, white-haired girl. Let's talk about the plot. Done. Oh, we haven't? That's because it's non-existent. The main character talks with the other 3 girls, and each time they mention something about a bad event, time travel, and the need to leave or change the future, that's it. Nothing goes forward. The problem is, it only seems to get worse throughout each episode. This is an easily droppable anime, but I will finish watching it since it's only 20 minutes per week, and I need my weekly dose of cringe. That's it.
Okay. So it has time travel, and it has at least 3 girls with orange hair, white hair, and one's a lolly. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes.
I did mention that.
Okay. And you said the show's title was? Okay, so time travel, orange hair, white hair, lolly.
Don't forget Cardboard MC.
Yeah.
You gotta be
Orange
more
hair.
specific. Do you know
No
how little
shows.
that
Yeah, I
narrows
was
that
just
down?
say. Yeah.
Okay. My guess is the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, because it. No, Yuki's hair isn't white. Fuck.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. Okay. Scratch that.
This one's
Since
tough.
it's obscure, I will say that I did mention the setting was an isolated island.
Yes.
I think I know what it is.
An isolated island. White hair, orange hair, lolly. I feel like this is something I should know. Isolated island, time travel. That's,
Yeah.
If I'm right, Jay, this is like 300 IQ, and I love that you're just like, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything more. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, then I'm gonna look like an idiot. At least guess the score.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say the score is 3-4. Does anyone have orange hair in Classroom of the Elite? Because that's technically on an isolated island.
Yeah.
Not a peninsula, I'm pretty sure, technically, isn't it?
Fuck off, Pat.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to help. It's not an island. It's not an island, technically.
Honestly, he's not wrong, is the thing.
Okay. I don't fucking know. What were the genres?
Drama, sci-fi. Sorry, I actually forgot to mention.
Oh,
that.
okay.
That's my bad.
Drama and sci-fi.
Yeah, I know it doesn't help at all.
No.
That just raises more questions.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's combatants were dispatched.
Not a bad guess.
3 to 4.
Okay, my turn. Luckily, Miles was my only competition to win. Jay, I think you're big braining here. I think the show is just called Island, and I'm gonna give it a 1 to 2. I think that's what your emphasis on like the isolated area was. I'm pretty sure it's just Island.
I've never heard of that show, so I'm not.
It's
gonna cheat
ass.
and take Pete's guess. I had a funny guess, but it's not gonna work. It's not that funny.
There's a couple funny guesses, honestly.
Where did it go? Fuck, I had it. I was looking at my Mal to try and like jostle any idea of what an anime that's taken place on an island where it's not 4 girls who are isolated after their plane crashes and they're stuck there. You know, somehow I've watched 2 anime that are that. I've watched Are You Lost, and I've watched the Island of the Giant Insects.
Oh, bangers!
That one sucked. That sucked. God, I don't know if I could. I almost went Dr. Stone because I was like, oh, it's an island that they're on, like it's isolated and there's a little bit of sci-fi, but
I believe it's a peninsula.
What, you think Japan is a peninsula?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
I was gonna say that's a yeah, that's true. Maybe you never know. I mean, maybe in 3,000 years after Mount Fuji,
It's a Japan truther.
is it sitting? Yeah, you never know.
Yeah,
You never know. Japan that should not make you laugh that hard. I don't know. How about Made in Abyss? And we'll go with a 3 or 4. There are lollies in Made in Abyss getting sexualized. So, maybe I'm not that
everybody is going to get a point, and
It was
Wait, was it 3
Pete
to
will
4?
get
Because I
3.
guess 1 to 2.
Oh, you okay? What you get? Okay, so yeah, you get a point, and then you both get a point as well. It was Island.
Let's
though.
go.
It was indeed Island.
Let's
what the show
go. Jay, I was like, Jay's just giving it. If you've ever heard of the anime Island, it has to be Island.
Oh, gross!
I think it's a visual novel.
Pretty sure it is indeed.
It's an
Yeah,
adaptation
it is a
of
visual
novel.
Island, which whoa.
Never watch it. It is so. I think the year it came out was the worst anime I watched that year.
No, it's a manga that it's adapted
No,
from.
visual novel.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
it
visual
definitely
novel.
feels like a visual
If
novel when you
I
watch
clicked it, oh wait, the manga is an adaptation of. Wait, no. So it says if you click what it's an adaptation of, it says source visual novel, but if you click what it says adaptation of, it says a manga. So I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure it's a visual novel. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Gentlemen, that wraps up the Mal review game, 3rd edition. Tied for third place with 5 points. We have Jay and Pat.
Oh yeah.
Coming in 2nd place with 11 points is Miles, and winning with 12 points
Fuck off!
is
No!
your boy.
Oh god! God damn it! So close.
The
If you had gotten Island, I would have been able to at least tie you.
You would have got the bonus point, and you would have won by 1. But you did it, and your boy has won back-to-back Mal review games.
No, some people say that that's just the J factor.
Yes, sir. All
J
right.
Factor's coming in 3rd. God damn it.
Tied
Yeah,
for
maybe.
3rd.
Maybe tied. Don't leave me out of this.
don't
Out
leave
of
Pat
4.
out.
Tied for 3rd out of 4. Maybe in the future, what we can do is if someone guesses both correctly, like or gets like the bonus point, you also get a bonus point as the person giving the review. 'Cause
Ooh, I like
that.
Yeah, I like
that would-
that too. Actually,
That would be a fun way.
Let's do that in the 4th edition.
Yeah, for the next one, which will hopefully be soon.
Yeah, this is a really fun and easy game to play with everybody. So, gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And if the listeners or watchers, if you want to support us, the best way to do so, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review on whatever platform you are watching or listening to us on. Next week is Watch Club. We're watching Escaflowne. Really looking forward to that one. So, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.